Okay, hi everybody. I have a special guest today, and I really like to introduce to you Mr. Doane. How are you today, Mr. Doane?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Everything good in Nova Scotia?
Everything's just lovely.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us at U School. We have a lot of students doing a lot of cool things, and I wanted you to show us something today. We were talking about it earlier. All of our students from grade 4 to grade 12, everybody knows their D scale. So I thought it might be fun if you could show them something they can't do yet that is a little bit tricky that they can start practicing while they're at home for a few more weeks. Why don't you tell me what you were thinking?
Well, one of the things that's really neat in the uke is that you can play a note with your right hand, like that, but you can also play it with your left hand. And when you can play notes with your left hand, you can embellish what you're playing with the right hand, that is, make it better. And it's important to do the same thing again that you've done before, which is learn your scale. So here's our D scale, and now this is called a hammer. I'm getting the next note, and I'm doing 4 on each one, and I'm hammering this. Now, this one's hard to hammer, so you do it with the next finger when you're just learning, and then you hammer this one. Yep. That's easy to hammer, and then you play your open B just like that, and then you hammer your C sharp. Now that doesn't sound great as a song yet, but the point is you can do a scale like that, and it's better to practice 4 than 1 because sometimes it takes a few to get it going. So this is... Now, that, when you get in a piece,
Yeah, that's great. A lot of kids have seen me do this one that I do a few hammers where I do. Sometimes we play that one in our classes, so yeah, they know a little bit about that's a hammer, a pull off, I mean, but you're showing the whole scale. So the thing to practice then for all the kids is take away your right hand. You're not going to use it at all, and then maybe we could do it again. Can we go a little slower and just do 8 on each, and then we'll leave that lesson and people can go and try it. So let's do
8 or 4.
Let's do 8 this time. So it'll be and I'm going to tell what you're doing a little bit as you go. So you're going to pull with your second finger to get your D string. So let's get ready. You count it, though, in case our timing's funny since I'm in Toronto and you're in Nova Scotia. So you do it, and I'll say some instructions while you do 8 on each. How's that sound? Okay. Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, begin. 1.
You're pulling with your second finger.
4,
open
5,
D string. Here comes
6,
second finger,
7,
hammering.
8.
You're hammering it with your finger. That's called a hammer on. Now we need open F sharp. He's going to use third finger and he's pulling it, just an open string, but using third finger. Now here comes G note. Third finger is going to pull again, and you put your first finger on G. Now you're going to do a third finger is hammering on 8 times. Good. That's just pressing it on there, hammered, and then third finger is going to pull the open B string. Here comes C sharp. That's a hammer. You can see why they call it a hammer. Don't you see that? Isn't that cool? Now third finger. 6, 7. Okay, that's what the practice is. So you can practice that. What you do something with
now
it. Yeah, go ahead.
We did this one picking on the other string like this. This was the C sharp.
Oh, on the way down.
On this, we picked it with a different finger, but this is a great finger to hammer with. And even though it's a little harder at the very beginning, it's a good one to practice. That's your best finger for hammering. It's your biggest finger and your strongest one.
Right.
That's why, but you could do it this way.
Both ways are correct when you're practicing. You could try both.
You can go back and forth too. And depends on how fast you want to play.
Okay, well, that's the first step for getting some of those fancy fingers that you see on those solos. And we'll talk about it some more. Well, thanks, Mr. Doane. We'll see you for another lesson soon. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye.